Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. I remain your humble servant, David Oni, and my YouTube channel is David Oni Wiz. Today, we're going to look at something interesting, something dynamic, something that can be beneficial to you as you grow older in life, so that at the end of the day, by the time you become old or you are retired, you have actually something to fall on. Because it's actually philosophical that for you to be able to make something beneficial or something good in life, you need to start saving at the age of 20 years. At the age of 20 years. And if you can be steady in this saving at the age of 20 years, there is every probability that you can always retire at the age of 40 years. So you can imagine you can only work for a period of 20 years and you actually retire, after this. And you can actually enjoy your life and enjoy your money. You can imagine if you retire at the age of 40 years, that means that you can be able to actually achieve a lot of things in the future because at that age you are still very, very, very young. You are still very, very young. So this lecture is all about how to actually build up yourself in the area of finances so that in the future you will not need to be begging for food. So to make it in life, you need to be consistent in your saving. And by being consistent, it means that you have to build up something for yourself for the future. Now, in this topic, before I proceed, I want you to actually to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that whenever we have any lecture in the future, you can be one of the first persons to be notified about this. Now, how can you build up your wealth that at the age of 40, you can actually have something to depend on? Now, the first thing is that you have to have what we call a mindset. You have to learn how to develop your mindset. Your mindset is very crucial and very important for you to be able to accomplish something in life. And what are we talking about mindset? Your mindset must be a positive mindset. And by building up your mindset, it means that you have to avoid toxic people, people that cannot actually contribute positively to your life, people that does not have anything to or an impact to make to your life. You have to avoid such a people. And also having a positive mindset means that you have to build up a mindset of of wealth around you, because when you dream big, you achieve big. But when you dream small, you achieve small. So when you are dreaming or building up your mindset, you must have the mindset of of somebody that wants to acquire something big in life. So when you have a positive mindset and you're able to develop this mindset, it will put you in a better position to be well focused to achieve your dreams and aspirations. And what are we talking about here? We're talking about how do you have to use your mindset in a positive way. By building up your mindset, it means that that you can actually, be focused that every month, you have a percentage of money you are going to be putting in your account. So it's very, very, very important. Then the second one is that you need to create a financial base. You need to create a financial base. Most people don't have a credible financial base. People earn money every month and they spend that money the way they like. There's no budget, there's no budgetary plan, there's nothing. You just earn a salary and you pull up everything. Before on the 10th or 15th, you started borrowing money up and down. That is not what we're talking about here. So you need to have a very strong financial base. And how do you have a strong financial base? It means that you have to separate that money, that salary, that incomes that come into your purse every month. You have to separate them into three parts. You have to separate them to the one you are going to be spending, to the one you are going to be saving, and to the one that you are going to do what we call investment. And let me tell you something. One of the ways through which can become rich in life is through investment. So investment is what is wealth building. Wealth building. So what we're saying here is that you have to separate your income into three parts. We have number one, savings. Savings is the money that you prepare for emergency. Then you have to have what we call investment. Investment. Then apart from the fact that you have this investment, you also have to have what we call spending. You have to create an avenue for what we call spending, because every day in and out you eat, you go out, you do this, you do that. You have to create an avenue for that. So you create more avenue for spending, investment, and spending, savings, investment, and spending. I will still elaborate more on this thing. So you need to have a strong financial base for you to be able to achieve something purposeful in life. If you don't have a strong financial base where you have savings, investment, and and spending, then I can bet you that you might not be able to save any money at the end of the day. and you run what indebted at the end of the day. So what you're saying there is that sometimes as a human being, a lot of us buy things that we don't even need at all. You buy those things that you don't even need at all. You pile up your houses with shoes, with clothes and TVs and this and that. And most of these things you don't need them. What do you do with them? You can dispose them out and raise money through these things. This money that you raise, you can save the money, or you put that money into what? Into what we call the investment. Instead of what? Of letting that thing or those things to create dust in your house. They create dust, they create cockroaches, they create what rats and all those things and rodents and the rest of them. You don't need all those things. Then you dispose them away. So what we're saying there is that you need to have a strong financial base. Then apart from that, you must avoid what we call a high interest debt. A lot of us, you always feel, man, since they are giving loan, let me collect this loan. You don't have anything you want to do with the loan, just collect the loan. And at the end of the day, you squander and you lavish and you waste that money at the end of the day. Then at the end of the day, the bank or the microfinance that gives you the money, they are going to skin you alive, skin you alive. You pay through your skin, through your skin, through your sweat and everything. And at the end of the day, you keep asking yourself the question, why did I take this loan in the first place? So those loans that you know that you don't have anything to do with them, avoid them. Don't collect loans that will make you, and avoid high interest loan debts, because they will make it to be enslaved for the rest of your life. Then lead your money. That is the third point. You must learn how to lead your money. Now, you need to create jobs for your money. Your money is your machine. You need to create a job for your money. Don't let that money to be wasted in bank. I always advise people, you don't need to keep your money in the bank. Imagine if you put maybe 200,000 naira in the bank in January, and by December, at the end of the day, they don't even give you a single interest. That money does not attract any interest. The money is just creating dust in the bank, not serving any purpose for you. So you need to lead your money. You don't need to put that money in the bank where it will be there. And once you give that money to the bank will make triple or multiplier profit on that money you are giving to them. And you, the owner of the money, you have nothing to write home about. You're only making noise and fumbling up and down. You have money over there in the bank. I have 1 million, but your 1 million is what? It's not even growing at all. Your 1 million is what? It's just stagnant there, doing nothing. So you need to lead that money to the right path. And what do I mean by the right path? You need to learn out what we call investment. Investment will yield maybe 8% or 10% interest at the end of the year per annum. I can bet you on that. We have so many investment, asset management investment companies all around, that you can invest that money that you are wasting in the bank, allowing it to follow them. For example, we have what we call, though I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not imposing it on you to do these things I'm telling you, but I'm only advising you. So it's either you take it or not. So it's not a forceful something, or it's something that I'm imposing on you. No, I'm only advising. So I'm not your financial advisor. You understand? I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just here to help a lot of us that are in this pain, that are in this situation over time. So imagine you put your money in an investment platform, asset management investment platform. You can be rest assured at the end of the year, you can get 8 to 10% of that money. For example, you put 200,000 naira in what? In an asset management investment company. 200,000 naira. 10% of that was 20,000 naira. And one thing about investment is that it grows over time. It's something that grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Now you can imagine if you can save that money, 50,000 naira every month into your asset management investment company, 50,000 times 12, that is what? That is 600,000 naira. Now be consistent with that 600,000 naira for the next 10 years. That is 6 million naira for you. 6 million naira for you for the next 10 years. So it is very, very easy. So you need to have a plan. So you must learn to separate your income into three parts. The first one is investment, the second one is the savings, and the third one is what is spending. That money that you have saved, when that money is not exhausted, what do? You put it back into what? Into your investment. Don't put it on savings. So you must be able to, differentiate your budget and say, this is the amount of money I'm going to spend in a month. I'm going to spend this one in a month, and I'm going to save this one in a month, and I'm going to have this one as well as my investment, as an investment growth. And I can bet you that by the time you do all these things, by the time before you are 40 years old, you are already a millionaire. You're already a millionaire. So you have to be focused. You need to learn how to do these things and discipline yourself and have a direction or a mindset of where you are going to. So if you do this thing at very much, you can be best assured that in the next few years you can have something to take home and depend on. as a what? As a retiree. Now, for example, you can have 75% for your savings, you can have 15% for your investment, and you can have what? 10% for what? For your savings. So 75% for spending, 15% for investment, and 10% for savings. This is possible. I can bet you this is possible. Now, why do we save? Why do we save? What are the reasons why we have to save? We save because of financial emergency. Anything can happen at any time. Something that you need to follow on if anything happens at any time. Then we save also for investment. Then we also save for purchasing. We save for purchasing. So if we have all these things at the back of your mind, I can bet you that with that you are going to be a millionaire in the next few years. You are going to be a millionaire in the next. You don't need to go to church and people praying for you or whatsoever. You need to go and do Yahoo and all those things. It is possible. If you follow this pattern and this method, it is possible. It is method I'm also following, and I'm adopting this method. And every day I smile, because I know something is waiting there for me. My future will not be something I have to be begging people up and down before I can feed. Every month, even if I don't go outside and work, money will be working for me. Your money will be working for you instead of putting that money in the bank where it is no longer fetching you any interest or anything at all at the end of the day. But rather the banks are using your money to give loan out to people and make multiplier effect of your money. So you need to go out there. In my next lecture, I'm going to talk about those investment platform or asset management platform that you can put your money into. You can put your money into fixed returns. You can put your money into money market fund. You can put your money into so many things, investment and the rest of them, and they can generate a lot of things for you. Then another one, the fourth point is that you need to learn how to spend smartly. You need to learn how to spend money smartly. A lot of us, we always buy things that we don't really want. You want to show off yourself. You go to a canteen or a restaurant, you spend 12,000 naira. You spend 15,000 naira. You spend 10,000, 5,000 naira. Doing what? You're wasting money, friend. You're wasting your money. I'm not saying you should not enjoy yourself, but there's a limit to how you want to spend your money. Something that you can get in your house, you go out there because you want people to know that you are the biggest boy in the town. You go out there and waste your money. You can drink beer in your house. You can just take one bottle of beer in your house. Why are you going out there to bring like 10 bottles or 15 bottles and you get drunk and you mess up yourself? At the end of the day, you don't have no savings or anything to write home about that. If after anything happens, emergency, I have something to fall back on. A lot of people are making mistakes in this area. So you need to learn to know between what is an asset and what is a liability. You need to learn how to know what is an asset and what is a liability. Asset will what? Will generate income for you, but a liability will never generate income for you. Those 50 shoes, 100 shoes you have in your house, do you need 50 shoes or 100 shoes? How many of them are you even wearing in a month? Those shirts that are filled up in your wardrobe, how many of them are you wearing in a month? So you can invest this money into what? Into other things that can yield money for you in the nearest future. And that's why when I started, I said the best time in which you can retire is at the age of 40 years. And you start this process at the age of what? Of 20 years old. If you can follow this pattern, I can bet you have something to follow. You can have like 15, 20 million in your account even before you retire. I'm just saying that 50,000 as an example. You can do more than that. Maybe if you have more stable income or where money is coming up, one way or the other, and you are making money in that area, you don't need to squander that money doing a lot of things that will not, favor you or be profitable to you in the future. You can put that money towards where the money will be working for you. So learn to spend it smartly and learn to know what's an asset and what's a liability. So don't finance liability. Don't finance liabilities. For example, because your friends are using big big cars, they're using 12 million cars, they're using 20 million cars. You want to be like them. You are not the same. You are not on the same level. You don't necessarily need to use a car of 20 million. You don't necessarily need to use a car of 15 million. You don't necessarily mean you need to use a car of 10 million naira. You can buy the one that your money can afford. Sometimes people go to the extent of even borrowing money to buy cars, and they keep paying banks for the rest of their lives. Car will not generate any income except you're into transportation that you can use that car for to make money. But if that car is for leisure, it will never generate any income for you. That car is a liability. So you need to learn to know what is an asset and what is a liability. Liability, like I said, will not generate any income for you, will not give you any money, but rather it will you keep on spending money on that liability. You keep on servicing the car, you keep on doing this or the other, on the car. Like some people say, they will say that a car is a second wife. And sometimes your car can even be copying more than what your wife at home can even afford. So you can imagine that. Put that money into investment. Then the next one is what we call, earn more money. You need to earn more money. And how do you earn more money? You earn more money when you invest your money into what? Into investment platforms. Into investment platform. We have a lot of them around. We have Bamboo, we have Shaka, we have the third one, Trove. They are all what? Investment asset management platform. I'm not saying you should go to Trove. I'm not saying you should go to Shaka. I'm not saying you should go to Bamboo to invest. Apart from that, you also have maybe FBNH. You have the one in Zenith Bank. You have the one in the Stanbic Bank. You can put your money into this thing. And the beauty of it all is that as your money is growing every day, you see how your money is what is germinating every day. Your money is germinating like a plant. Won't you be happy about that? But if you put that money in the bank, your money cannot generate, your money cannot grow, your money cannot what? Cannot boost. It will only be stagnant, and they will never give you anything tangible as an interest. Maybe 0.2% at the end of the year. What is that money? Maybe 2 naira or 5 naira or 10 naira or 20 naira. You can't leave that as what? As a life investment. No, it is not. So you need to learn how to put your money where your money can work for you. So you need to earn more money. And how do you earn that money? By investing. By investing. Then the last one is what we call plan. You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan for the future, for the emergency, because there will be a time you will not be able to go out there and get more money. There will be a time you'll be weak. There will be a time you'll be tired because of your age and the rest of them. You cannot do all those things any longer. So you need something to fall back on. You don't even need to go out there and work any longer. Your money is working for you. Every month, your money is what something is entering into your account, something that you can feed on with your wife, your children, and even take care of what of extended family. I can bet you can do that. Now imagine if you stay for the next 20 years or maybe a period of 10 years. Let's say for example 10 years, you've been able to put some certain amount of money. Do you know how much interest will be generated on this money every day for the next 10 years? Then do you need to suffer? You don't need to suffer. You don't need to pass through hardship. You don't need to wait for children to feed you before you can feed. You don't need to look at Mr. A to give you money before you can feed. You don't need to beg people to feed you, to give you money before you can feed. Now is the time. You don't need those expensive clothes. You don't need those expensive shoes. You don't need those expensive shirts. You don't need those expensive luxury things that you are having now. Now is the time to plan for the future, because a lot of people are not planning for the future, and that is why they find themselves where they are today. We don't need to make the mistakes of our fathers. We don't need to make the mistakes of our parents. Now is the time. So you now need to plan. And how do you plan? When the money is there, you need to plan for your what? For your family. Like writing a will, so that at the end of the day, people that did not plan for you or did not, suffer for you or sweat for you will not come and what? Descend on what you have made up for yourself and for your family, for the next generation to come. So you need to plan for them, make an adequate plan, have a will, and what? And prepare for the future. So that at the end of the day, your children and the children what yet unborn and the generation to come will always what say a very big thank you to you. So there are so many investment platforms that you can go out there and invest your money rather than wasting that money on luxurious goods that you don't even need. It's not all about luxurious goods now. If you wear a t-shirt like this, nobody is going to arrest you on the street. That why do you have to wear a t-shirt like this? Nobody will tell you, are you crazy? Are you mad? Why don't you dress expensive? Nobody's going to ask you that question. Even if you wear something like a palm in the street, nobody's going to question you for that. Because you have what? You know where you are going, you have a focus, you have a mindset, you have what? A determination, you know where you are coming from, and you know where you are going. So you can be rest assured that if you follow this pattern, you can be rest assured that you're going to have a very beautiful future. A future full of what? Of promises, a future full of what? Of a hope. A future where you do not need to beg for money, but money will be working for you every day. And something will be entering your account every day at the end of the month. You have something to live on. So I've been able to discuss some factors or something that you need to do to live well, to live large, to live well, to live what above poverty level in the future, to have a comfortable life where you can go on leisure, where you can go on holidays, where you can enjoy yourself, relax. You don't need more stress. You don't need to be going out there every day, struggling, sweating. At the age of 40, you can even what retire. Now, for those of us that have passed the age of 40 years, it is not the end of the road as well. You can start that process now. It is not the end of the road. You can start that process now. You can imagine if you save from 40 years to the next 10 years, at the age of 50 years, you can also retire comfortably. You can also retire with your pension fund that's there and the money that you have saved and the other ones that you have saved on the other side too. You can combine these things together and you can live a very profitable life, with a life without what? Without worries and without tension. So let me quickly enumerate what spots I've made so far. I said you need to develop a positive mindset that this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve. Then the second one is that we have to what to create a strong financial base where you can put money into. You need to segment your money into savings, investment, and what and spending. Then you need to what to lead your money. Your money should not be the one to lead you. You should rather lead your money. Let your money work for you. Don't let your money be sitting there in the bank where it is going to be creating dust and the bank are ripping you off what or so many profit. And when you even borrow money from them, they will also rip away from you. The credit card you collect, whether debit or credit card, they rip away from you. They collect interest rates, they collect this and collect that. For how long are you going to do that? Then I also mentioned why do we have to save? I said we are saving because of financial emergency, because of investment, and because of purchasing. Because every man will spend money every day. Then another one is that we have to learn how to spend your money smartly. Your money should be spent smartly on those things that are assets and not those things that are liabilities. And I also said that you need to learn how to make your money to 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 learn how to make money, to earn money. And how do you make that money? Is when you do investment. When you do investment. When you do investment. So on this level, we're going to